Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time it's a family house for the Spencer Kim Lewis family. They are a household that came with base game, and they consist of 5 different Sims. So just in case if you're not familiar with them, there is a husband and wife that live here, and that is Alice and Eric, and they have a daughter named Olivia, and then Alice's dad also lives with them, and then Eric's mom lives in the house as well. So it's a very mixed household, multi-generational family home. I really like this household. I haven't played with them a whole lot. I think I had a Sim in the past be friends with Alice, if I remember correctly, but it's been a while, so I had a lot of fun building their house and trying to think exactly what type of home they would live in, because originally they live in this very modern style house. It's pretty, I like the idea of it, but for my save file, I really wanted them to live in a traditional home, kind of colonial style, so that's what I went for with this build. I'm not sure how accurate I am to colonial style, but I've been looking at lots of pictures for a very long time. I've attempted to build this style of house several different times, but this time I think it was successful, and I really do like it, so I hope you guys will like it too. But yeah, I just really like the idea of these really old kind of estate homes here on the outskirts of Willow Creek. I think that's such a nice idea. And this house ends up being ginormous. This is one of the biggest houses I have built in a very long time. So it took me a long time to build this house, but I'm really happy with the way it all came together. I was happy to be able to fit a lot of bedrooms in it, a lot of bathrooms. This house also has a basement and like this attic area. The attic area I just left accessible. You guys can do with it what you please. I didn't really have anything that I wanted to put up there, but in case they want to have more kids or something, there's plenty of space to add a bunch more bedrooms. And then in the basement, there's also a bedroom down there. There's a bathroom and then the laundry room, because I definitely see them as the type of household that would have a live-in maid or butler, so I wanted to make sure to be able to include a bedroom down there. And then on the first floor there's another bedroom, and I was thinking that was for Dennis Kim, so that's Alice's dad, and I was thinking that he hasn't lived here for a very long time. They mention in the family's bio about Lydia Spencer, and so I guess that's Alice's mom, and so I'm assuming that maybe she recently passed away, and so Dennis didn't want to live all by himself, so he moved in with Alice, Eric, and Vivian. And Olivia too. But I'm thinking that this is Vivian's house, so I actually gave her the master bedroom, and I'm not sure how their original house was supposed to be, but in my eyes, this is Vivian's home. She's lived here a very long time. This house has probably been in the family for generations, and she's kind of, I think Eric's an only child. He doesn't have any siblings, at least as far as I'm aware, so I kind of feel like he is a little bit of like a mama's boy. He's just been with his mom his entire life. I don't know where his dad is either. And I kind of feel like Alice, she's creative. I forget exactly what all her traits are. I can look them up right now. Let me see. She is creative. She loves the outdoors. She's childish. She wants to be a painter. So she's kind of more of like this free spirit. And then Eric is a little bit more opposite. He is materialistic, he's a glutton, he's self-assured, so I'm not really sure if they're that compatible, but I kind of feel like a little bit of Dharma and Greg vibes. Have you guys ever seen that show? I forget when they stopped airing it, but I used to watch it all the time when I was younger. I loved that show, but that's kind of what they remind me of, and I feel like maybe Alice and Vivian may not always get along. I don't feel like they hate each other or they're enemies, but I feel like they're conflicting. I don't know if they have conflicting personalities. Vivian she's a foodie, she's family oriented, and she's cheerful, so she just wants a big happy family, so I think she's fine with it. She loves her granddaughter. I feel like she just really wants the best for her son and for her family, and maybe she feels like Alice is just not taking life serious enough, like she is too free-spirited. I don't know, that's kind of what I was thinking, so I'm not sure if it exactly works, but that's kind of the story that I'm thinking of. And then Dennis, he also loves the outdoors like Alice, and then he is neat, a perfectionist, and then he also wants to have a successful lineage. I haven't exactly figured out how he works into the whole story, but I feel like he's just a really nice old man. He loves his family, he loves his granddaughter, and he's just really happy to be in this house, and he's really happy to see his daughter, I think, be with somebody who came from such a wealthy family. And speaking of that, when you start out your game, none of them have jobs, and I find that to be a bit ridiculous because they're supposed to live here in like this mansion. Even their house before, it was basically a mansion. It was this huge modern house. So I'm not exactly sure where their monies came from. I am definitely going to give them all jobs. I imagine Vivian is retired by now, but she has had a very successful career. She is a foodie, so I'm thinking maybe she's been like a food critic or maybe like a chef or something. If you guys have any ideas on any of their careers, definitely let me know. I mean, Alice, I definitely have hers figured out. She wants to be a painter, so I'm gonna put her in the art career. And then Eric, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he's like dabbling in business. I kind of feel like he's the type of guy that maybe he's like, no, I'm about to get this manager position. Don't worry, you know, it's just right around the corner. I think that's kind of a fun idea, but like I said, I'm not exactly sure. I don't have it all worked out, but I did have a lot of fun building this and kind of thinking of their story. And then the last sim is Olivia. So she is Eric and Alice's daughter, like I mentioned, and she's an only child. I feel like she needs more siblings, but yeah, hopefully they'll have more in the future. But anyway, she is a goofball and she is an artist prodigy. So she is a lot like her mom. And I feel like she's just like kind of like a carefree child. She likes to play, she likes to do arts and crafts. And I did give her the arts and crafts table in her bedroom. So she has that to play with. And then she also has a swing set in the backyard. I ended up not having as much space in this yard as I had wanted. This lot could have been a lot bigger, but I did manage to fit a swing set back here. They have a swimming pool, and then that's basically it, I think, for the backyard. Of course, there's tons of landscaping, but on this house, there's also this kind of sunroom. So that's the room with all of the windows surrounding it on the left side of the house if we're looking at it from the street. That is my favorite part of this entire build. I think it turned out to be so pretty. I'm very excited for you guys to see it all come together. But in there, I did a seating area. I did a couple of planters so they can do a little bit of gardening. There's not a whole lot of space on the exterior for a bunch of planters. I'm sure you guys could find space if you want to add some more, but I just did a few in there. I feel like Dennis is the only one that maybe does any gardening anyways, because I feel like he had a little bit of gardening skill. Yeah, he has a little, oh, he's actually level 4 in the gardening skill. So yeah, he's definitely the one that takes care of the plants in there. And then, yeah, other than that, I am just working on the landscaping, but this is basically it for the whole exterior of the build. I was kind of messing around with the fences and these hedges. I didn't want the backyard to feel very enclosed, so I decided to leave the back just hedges so it kind of looks off into the nature and the rest of the countryside, because since it was such a small space, it kind of felt a little bit claustrophobic. I was feeling if I was to put a fence around the entire area, so I kind of liked how the hedges and then that archway was open to the rest of the space. And I did forget, but out here I also put an outdoor dining table and then a barbecue. And then as you can see, there's tons of like balconies and porches, so I do a few seating areas, I do a chess table, I think I do a yoga mat on one of them, and then I think that's pretty much it. I didn't want to clutter up the balconies too much, and I wasn't exactly sure what all I wanted to put on there, so I left them a little bit more empty, I think, than I normally would. But yeah, this house is huge, so there's still tons of activities everywhere. I think there's another chess table on the interior. There's a piano, and then Alice also has a artist corner in her and Eric's bedroom, so I think that turned out to be pretty nice. But yeah, I really like these pathways that I kind of made to the opposite sides of the houses. So that one on the left side, if we're looking at it from the back, leads into the living room, and then the other side leads into that sunroom. So I really like that. But here we are moving on to the interior. The floor plan surprisingly came together pretty easily. I kind of struggled a little bit with the second floor, but considering the size of the house, the floor plan came together pretty quickly. It's not the best floor plan. It definitely could be better, but I think I'm pretty happy with it anyway, so hopefully you guys will like it too. But definitely the thing that took the longest with this build was doing the interior decorating, because placing all of the furniture just took a very, very long time. I think like 5 hours of just decorating, which is ridiculous. Maybe that's not true. How long did this build take me? I think this build took me total like 8 hours or something. Yeah, it took a really long time. So I think the bulk of it was just placing all of the furniture items, and I wasn't exactly sure on the style I wanted to go for. I'm still not 100% on the color scheme and everything, but I was trying to do something a little bit different because I do tend to lean towards light color schemes quite a bit, so I wanted to go for a little bit of a darker color scheme, use a little bit more like black woods and darker colors. I think there's dark browns, there's blacks, and then grays and blues. And then a little bit of purple, because I feel like that's Vivian's favorite color. In a few of her everyday outfits, she was already wearing some purple colors. And in the makeover that I've given her, she has a few like purple dresses that she wears. So I really like that. She's one of my favorite Sims in the entire game. I've never played with her, but I think she's adorable. So yeah, I had a lot of fun giving her a makeover. I'm very excited for you guys to see what they look like when my save file is complete. And here I'm just working on the upstairs. I wanted there to be kind of like this grand landing area that looked down into the entryway of the house. And then now I'm just working out the bedrooms. I was trying to decide which one was going to be Dennis's room, because at this point I think I still planned on having him on the second floor, and then I think the room on the first floor I was thinking about making like a home gym or like another office skill building type room. But I think originally it used to be the butler's room, because I feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel bad about putting the butler in the basement, but I feel like maybe since he had to move into the house, the butler moved down to the basement, and that was okay because they already had a bathroom in there, or maybe they had it built. Or it used to be like a storage closet that they turned into a bathroom. I'm not exactly sure. I think it could go anyway. I haven't exactly figured that out. But I was just looking over at Dennis's wiki page, and it says that he was divorced. And I didn't notice that before because, like I was saying, they mention a Lydia Spencer, but they don't say exactly what happened to her. So I was just assuming that she like has passed away. But maybe I could include her in my save file. What do you guys think about that? Let me know, because I'm not exactly sure. I think that could be a lot of fun though. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But anyways, I am working on the kitchen right now, so I decided to go with these black and white cabinets, and this pretty much spurred on the color scheme for this entire build. So I don't think I was originally planning on doing a dark color scheme, but I just really like these cabinets in here. And I also really liked these chairs that I have at the breakfast table because, well, the frames of them are black, so they match the cabinets, but then the cushions have these flowers on it that are purple and green, and I thought that was so pretty, and I definitely felt like that would be something that Vivian would want to pick out for her house. And then here I am cluttering up the kitchen, and I tried to not overly clutter up this build. It's definitely less cluttered than a lot of my family homes, but I feel like they're just more of a tidier family, so I didn't think all the clutter was that necessary. So I tried to keep it a little bit more simple. I feel like it still looks lived in. There's like a lot of decorations, but it's not overly cluttered. Like there's not something in every single like nook and cranny or corner of the house, but I really like it. I feel like it turns out to be a really nice home. I think the parts that I struggled with the most though were the hallways, because I just kind of felt like a lot of the decorations I was trying to use didn't really fit, or it just looked a little bit bare on some of the walls. So what I end up doing is using this kind of crazy wallpaper throughout the entire house, because originally I was just going to use it on a few different like accent walls and then do the rest of the walls like a light blue or gray color, but it just looked a little bit bare, so you'll see me change that when we decorate different parts of the house. So I mean, that's an easy fix if the wallpaper bothers you. I kind of like it. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this would be the type of house that would have like very traditional wallpaper in every single room. So that's why I decided to do that. But it is a little bit crazy, but I still really like it anyways. But yeah, this is basically it for the kitchen. I just kind of shuffle a few things around, make sure everything is where I want it to be, and I just really like it. I think it's a really nice kitchen. The kitchen and the sunroom are definitely my favorite spots of this entire build, and maybe the dining room. Yeah, really like all of those rooms, but here I am starting to work on the sunroom. I wanted to use those sheer curtains, but they really weren't the right size for the windows. I tried sizing them up, but they just didn't really look quite right. So hopefully we will get more of those curtains in the future. I would really like to have more sheer curtains. I'm really excited to see what is coming next with The Sims, because actually today that I'm recording this, they have a Maxis monthly live stream, and I think that's going live at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Hopefully this voiceover and the rendering and uploading to YouTube will be done by then, because I actually wanted to do this voiceover last night, but it didn't exactly work out that way, so I'm doing it this morning. I hate doing the voiceover and then uploading it as soon as I'm done. I like to be like a day ahead of myself, but you know, I just didn't really work out that way. But yeah, I'm really excited for this live stream, so I will link their Twitch channel down below in case you guys aren't following them over there, because I definitely recommend you guys check it out, because I actually read this morning and this intrigued me a lot because when I feel like when they announce live streams, I don't always expect for like the biggest update, or I don't know, I don't expect a whole lot because I don't want to get disappointed. But this morning I actually read from Sim Guru Nick. He said that this is going to be like one of the biggest updates that they have ever done. Let me see. I think I still have it up here on my phone. It says, I can honestly say this upcoming patch is our biggest bug fixing patch in recent memory. So I am really excited about that. There's a lot of bugs that I would like to see fixed. And he also says, if you're into bug fixes, get psyched. So I am really excited about this. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be announcing as far as new content. They did mention that they're going to be talking about a few things that are coming up in like the future months or something, but I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really dug into it too much. I'm not really a news type channel, so I don't really dig into things too much. But if you guys are into Sims news and kind of want to know what's going on, I definitely recommend that you guys check out Iron Siegel's channel. I think he is really good at informing people and kind of having a good discussion about upcoming things or things that they want to see come to The Sims. So I definitely recommend you guys check out his channel. I will link that in the description as well too. So, but anyways, I'm working on that sunroom. I have almost blabbered through the entire part of like my favorite part of the entire build. I love this room. I love the purple couches that I went for in here. They have this globe bar, a few plants. I put that tea set on the coffee table because I kind of was thinking that Vivian is part of some sort of high society ladies club or something. Maybe kind of like a book club where they don't really read the book. They more just get together to gossip about their neighbors. So I think that's kind of a fun idea. But anyways, I love this room. I kind of struggled with what to put above this couch because I felt like that painting was pretty, but I didn't really like the frame of it for this room. But I still went with that one, and I just love that room so much. I love the hanging plants that came with Jungle Adventure. Because I used a taller wall height, I was able to use them in there, and I was so happy about that. And then over here is going to be like the formal dining room, so I use a large dining table. And then I didn't really put too much in here. I put like a chair in the corner and a couple plants and stuff. I felt a little bit limited, which is kind of weird because I feel like we actually have a lot of traditional items in the game. Especially like the base game furniture works great for the style that I was going for, but I kind of felt a little bit limited. I don't know, recently we did get some new traditional items that came with Get Famous, but I honestly don't really like that furniture. I feel like it's just a little bit too silly for this build. Maybe it works in certain builds, I don't know. I haven't honestly used that furniture a whole lot. I don't know. I guess I'm just not really a fan of it, and especially for this type of build. But maybe when I do more builds in the pinnacles of Del Sol Valley, maybe I'll get to use it a little bit more. We'll see exactly how it goes. But in this build, I do end up using a lot of stuff from Vintage Glamour because I feel like that kind of goes along with the style and kind of works well with some of these base game traditional items. And then also in this build, I include a lot of paintings that are kind of like these New Orleans jazz themed paintings because, I mean, this is in the Willow Creek neighborhood, and in my Willow Creek, it's very jazz oriented, especially the community lot district. I think every lot that I've done so far has a lot of artwork that's kind of themed towards that. So I feel like for this home, I wanted to tie some of that in. And I was really wanting more. I really liked those purple paintings, but I felt like they're a little bit, I don't know, they didn't quite work, so I'm not sure if I included any of them in this build, but that one that has the guy playing the saxophone that I used there in the dining room, I loved that painting. I thought it worked perfect. I really wish we had more versions of that one, maybe just different like poses or something. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, I liked using that painting, and then the other pieces of artwork that we have in game too, I thought worked nicely in this build. But here I am working on the entryway and then this hallway. I kind of thought about making this area the dining room and then turning the dining room into like a second living room or like a formal like seating area, but I decided to make that the dining room and this a hallway. So I just do like a chair and then a chess table. It was a little bit difficult trying to figure out exactly what to put in here because it's such a large hallway. But I think it still turns out to be a nice area. And then the entryway, again, it was kind of like the same thing because it was so large and open. It was a little bit difficult to kind of fill it up with stuff because I didn't want it to be like too random or look like things were kind of just, I don't know, thrown around or they didn't really have a purpose. So it was a little bit challenging, I think, but in the end, I do really like it. And I thought it was a nice spot to put a chess table anyways. And then I loved this chandelier that came with Vintage Glamour, by the way. I use it in so many rooms in this build. I thought it was perfect. And then there I just put a grandfather clock in the corner. And then right now you'll also notice that the wallpaper is this light gray color. So this was my original plan, was to make the majority of this house this light gray color. And looking back and watching this, it doesn't look that bad. I feel like the gray kind of works, but you will notice that I change it to the wallpaper later on, and you'll see that in the screenshots. But this is probably what I would change it to if you decide the wallpaper is a little bit too crazy. Because I don't know, I was kind of thinking that when I was taking the screenshots and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely up to you guys what you decide to do with it. But here I have a side table, and I put this steamboat because I felt like that was very appropriate for Willow Creek to have. And then I just put some flowers and a lamp, and then over here I put a mirror, and then I think a chair, and then I also have the coat rack and then the umbrella rack as well. And I decided to double up the coat rack to look like it was a little bit fuller with coats. It's not perfect, but I think it looks okay. And then here I'm just bringing the flooring onto the upstairs, and I also brought the wallpaper up there. And so here is the downstairs bathroom. So this is the one that Dennis ends up using because I didn't really have a great spot to put another bathroom here on the first floor. So I did forget to put toothbrushes in here, so I think I will add those before I upload it to the gallery, because if he uses this bathroom, then he definitely needs to have a toothbrush in here as well. And I really like this bathroom. It's one of my favorites that I decorate in this build. I don't show all of the bathrooms, by the way, because all of the bathrooms pretty much look identical, and it was a bit repetitive because I think there's 5 bathrooms in this build. There's 1 on this floor, 1 in the basement, and then 3 upstairs. So I show this one, I show the family bathroom, and I show Vivian. So I think 3 out of the 5, but they pretty much all look the same. It was getting a little bit repetitive, especially when I was decorating them, because I don't know, I didn't feel like it'd be the type of house that all the bathrooms would be like that different, so I kind of wanted to keep them quite similar. So that's why I decided to do that. And then this is going to be the home office. So it's kind of a small office, but it's a nice space. I put a computer desk in here, I put a seating area next to the bookcases, and I put a few decorations up on the desk. But again, like I was talking about, I don't feel like this would be a very cluttered, messy home, so I just put a few items up there. And then I think I get a violin in here as well. I'm not sure who plays the violin. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who plays it, but I put it in here because I thought it was kind of nice. And then I kept it quite simple. I put a few paintings up on the walls and then a plant. And then I think that's basically it. I thought about putting this table here in the corner to fill in the space, but it looked a little bit awkward. So I just put the plant there and then the lamp next to the chairs. And then I end up putting this decoration on top of the desk that I thought was kind of nice. It's like this weight balance thing. You'll see it here in a moment. This thing, I cannot remember the last time I used it, but I felt like it looked nice here. And then they just have a picture and some books, and then another hallway that I still wasn't exactly sure what to do with. So I just fill in this area with a closet and then put a few decorations on the wall, a couple of paintings, and then like a mirror and stuff. And then over here, so this is going to be Dennis's room. So like I was talking about, I think this originally used to be maybe like another skill building type room, or like a home gym, or a guest bedroom. I'm not exactly sure, but now it is Dennis's room, and his room is pretty blue, I think is the main color of this room. It's like blue and white. It's very calming. I think it's a nice bedroom anyways. I do end up giving him a guitar because I didn't really know exactly what to give him as far as skill building items or activities in his bedroom, because he does have a few skills. He has 1 point in comedy, he has 4 in gardening like I was talking about, and he also has 1 in video games. And I actually meant to give the family a video game console, and I totally forgot, but I mean, that's an easy fix. I will try to remember that before I upload it to the gallery. But I mean, it's not that big of a deal because I'm going to switch up their skills before I complete my save file. I'm going to go in and give them all different types of skills depending on their personalities and what I think their experiences in life has been. But I kind of think it's a fun idea to imagine him playing some video games with Olivia or something, and maybe he only has 1 skill point because he's really not that good at it, but he still likes to kind of play with his granddaughter. So that's a cute idea anyways. But over here I do a seating area because I thought it'd be nice for him just to sit here and read a book. And I love these high back chairs that came with cats and dogs, and I felt like they worked nicely for the color scheme that I was going for in here. And of course I used other furniture from that pack too, so it kind of all went together. And then here's going to be the living room, and I really like the way the living room turned out. It's quite a large room, so I was able to fit 2 full-size couches in here and a grand piano. I definitely knew I wanted to be able to fit the piano in here, so it's like the first item that I pulled out when I went to decorate it. And then of course there is the fireplace with a TV above it. And then other than that, I think I just get like a few decorations and like paintings and stuff up on the walls, and then a few bookcases too, I believe. But I think it turns out to be a really nice living room. I decided to do that trick again with the coffee table, where I take this base game coffee table and just place it a few different times at different angles to create a round dining table. I love the way that looks, and I thought it just looked really nice in here because it was such a large space. It kind of filled in the area really nicely, because I mean we have a few different, we have one round dining table that's also a fish tank, and then we have a few square ones, but I didn't feel like any of the square ones would have worked in here, so I felt like that was the best thing to do. And then over here I just pick out another piece of artwork, and then this is basically it for the living room. It was a little bit off-centered, so I decided to shuffle things around. And yeah, I was so happy to be able to fit the piano in here, because I definitely imagine that Vivian is quite skilled at the piano, and I feel like Eric would be too as well, because I feel like he probably has taken lessons his entire life. Maybe he's also the one that plays the violin. I'm not exactly sure. He doesn't have any skills in any instruments. He has 1 in Logic, 3 in programming, and then 1 in video gaming. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he's trying to be a computer programmer or something. That's a possibility, but I think I'm going to have him be good at some instruments too, and maybe that's where him and Alice have kind of bonded over, since she is a creative sim. Not exactly sure. But anyways, right now I am working on the butler's bedroom, so I wanted to have him have like a pretty comfortable bedroom. So he has a nice TV, he has a bed. I didn't want him to have like super fancy furniture, but I feel like Vivian would want him to be pretty nicely set up, so he has some pretty nice furniture in here. He's definitely comfortable. He has his own bathroom, he has a bookcase, he has a walk-in closet, his own TV, and I put a chair over here. I also put this ottoman in front of the chair, so you can't actually sit in the chair because that'll be blocking it, but I thought it looked cute, and if it bothers you, you can definitely delete it. I also have a few different things in here that are kind of boat oriented, so maybe he's into the ocean, maybe he's from Brindleton Bay or something. I don't know, but I thought that was kind of nice. And then here I'm trying to find somewhere to put the Lindsay smart speaker. I end up putting it here in the kitchen because I thought it'd be a fun thing to include. And then down here in the basement is also the laundry room. So I put the washer and dryer over here. I put some cabinets above it. And then other than that, I just put the laundry baskets down here because I thought about putting the laundry baskets in each one of their bedrooms, because I tend to do that in a lot of my builds. But I thought for this one, it would be a little bit easier just to have them all in one space. So I actually put, I think, 4 laundry baskets down here, and then a few bits of clutter. And I decided to put this shelf above the washer and dryer. I was trying to get it to merge into the other cabinets that I was using, but I decided just to leave it by itself. But I really like using this table here in the center with the laundry basket and the folded shirts. I kind of thought that this is where the butler folds all the clothes and then he takes them to the different rooms that they belong to. And then I just hang up a bulletin board, and then that's it for the basement other than the bathroom for the butler. And then up here on the upstairs landing area was kind of the same thing with the entryway to the house. I wasn't exactly sure what all I should put in here, so of course I just put a few pieces of artwork. I do kind of a reading nook over here with a couple of these bookcases. I kind of feel like these bookcases are built-ins. I use them a few different times throughout the build, and where I use them, I imagine that they are like permanent fixtures to the house. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And then this is a hallway leading to the bathroom that the family shares. So that is Eric, Alice, and Olivia, and then their bedrooms are over there. And then over here is another hallway. I thought about making this part of Vivian's bedroom. That way that balcony was kind of like her balcony or only accessible from her bedroom. But then I felt like that would be a little bit overkill and then her room would just be way too big. So another hallway is fine with a little seating area and a few decorations. I thought about putting another chess table somewhere up here, but same thing, I kind of felt like that would be a little bit too repetitive, so I felt like it kind of looked nice anyways. But over here is going to be the family bathroom, so this is the one that they all share, at least Olivia and her parents. And I think it turns out to be a pretty nice bathroom. It's very similar to the downstairs one, same color scheme, same furniture, basically just a little bit bigger. It's kind of a big bathroom, so I think this would make a really nice bedroom if you decided to turn it into a bedroom, because there is another bathroom up here that they could all share as well that would be I think plenty big enough because I think that one has another double shower in it. Maybe not. I'm not exactly sure. I think it does. You guys will see that in the screenshots though, but over here I just put a painting, a side table with a few bathroom clutter decorations on top of it, and then a plant, and then that's basically it for this bathroom. And then this room is going to be Eric and Alice's bedroom. I really like the way the room turned out. I was kind of thinking that this has been Eric's bedroom since he was a kid, so I was kind of thinking about him a little bit more as I was decorating it, and so I decided to use this bed because I feel like he would probably like gray a little bit. I'm not exactly sure if he does, but that's kind of what I was thinking. So I went with a lot of gray furniture in here. And then I also gave them a fireplace. I wanted to be able to fit another fireplace somewhere else in this build because there's only 2 and I feel like there would be more, maybe another one in Vivian's bedroom, but I didn't really have a great spot to put it in there. So I didn't want to just put it in there for the sake of having another fireplace. I wanted it to have like the right spot to be able to put it. So decided not to. And then over here is Alice's work corner. So she has a couple of canvases, she has her easel, and I put a few drawings up on the walls, and I think it ends up being a pretty nice little corner for her to get some work done. And then other than that, I do put a couple of, I think, a painting above the bed and then a few decorations over here on the dresser. And then I also end up giving them a tablet because I decided to put the fireplace in here. I didn't really have space to put another desk so they could have their own computer. So maybe they could have like a laptop or something in their inventory, but I decided just to give them the tablet. And then this is going to be Olivia's bedroom. Her room ends up being very cream and pink and very girly. I think it's a really adorable kid's bedroom. I also give her the drawing table like I mentioned. She also has a dollhouse. I was kind of thinking about using that modern dollhouse as kind of like a tribute to their old house that I demolished, but I just really like this Victorian one. I thought it was really cute in here. And I also liked raising up this teddy bear that's kind of holding the heart pillow and putting that on top of the bed. I thought that was so cute. And then other than that, I just put up some posters, some paintings. I had a lot of fun decorating her room. It was definitely my favorite one to do out of all of the bedrooms in this build. Just because, I mean, I like the other bedrooms, but kids' rooms are just my favorite to decorate. They're so colorful, they're so fun, and I feel like you have so much more freedom with adding little bits of more like personality. It's not so rigid, I feel like, is doing an adult's bedroom. At least that's how I see it anyways. And then over here is going to be Vivian's bathroom. So her bathroom is definitely, I think, the smallest out of all of the bathrooms, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal because it is only her bathroom, and the window placement was a little bit difficult to place the toilet, so I feel like the toilet's in kind of a weird spot. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I could have done a better design in here, but it's a very simple bathroom. I copied over all of the items from the other ones. And then this is going to be her bedroom. So originally I was going to use that purple wallpaper that came with vampires, but I felt like it just kind of stood out when I was looking at the rest of the house and it didn't really work. So I switched it to this one. And then I also think I switched out her bed to be, yeah, this one that came with cats and dogs. I felt like the gray was kind of a purpley color, so I thought that was kind of nice. And then she also has the vanity over here, which I thought would be definitely something that she would like to have in her room. And then I just put a corner shelf over here and a few paintings up on the walls. It's quite a simple bedroom, but I think it's really pretty and I think it suits her really nicely. And then over here I just put a chair, and then I think that's basically it for her bedroom. So it's the same chairs that I used down in the sunroom because I really liked that light purple. And then here I just place a chess table on this balcony, and then I also end up putting a yoga mat here in just a little while. And then on this balcony, I put an outdoor dining table, just somewhere to sit and kind of enjoy the scenery. And then I also do a couple of benches on the lower one. And then the front balcony, I wasn't exactly sure, so I just do another dining table. I don't know, it's probably a little bit repetitive, but I still really like it. I think it is very pretty, and I hope you guys have liked this build. I've been very excited to share it with you guys. I know it is very, very different from the original build, but I feel like it just suits this world and this family really nicely. So I really like it, and I hope you guys will like it too, but I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots, and thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Myself and lose my better judgment, just press snooze. times before. This time I fall. This time I fall. This time I fall for you. This time I fall. This time I fall. But in the morning, baby, you're gone. I've been trying hard to figure her out for a long time. But how long should it take to read a danger sign? Still here she stands in my doorway again. I hear myself say, come on in. And as the clothes fall on the floor, I can't resist her anymore. This time I fall. This time I fall. This time I fall for you. This time I fall. This time I fall. But in the morning, baby, you're gone. This time I fall. This time I fall. This time I fall for you. This time I fall. This time I fall. But in the morning, baby, you're gone. This time I won't be gone, baby. This time